Plaintiff Tiffany Mathis loves the defendant with all of her heart and says she was devastated when he left her for another woman. Tiffany's suing her ex-boyfriend today for unpaid loans. Defendant Denny Huff says Tiffany is obsessed with him, and he broke up with her because he was never in love with her, and he simply used her for sex.
Tell me what happened.
I love this man with all my heart to this day. And I can remember the date that we met.
Why you all break up then?
He just told me that he didn't love me no more.
Oh, give me a little history on when you started.
February the 11th of 2010, we met. I was at work at a conference, and he was putting in the fire systems up there, and he pointed at me and got my attention, and he left his phone number on the table for me to pick up. I left, and I called him, and we hit it off right then and there, and we was together. And then he left me.
How long were you all together?
Until June, because he met another woman.
Of 10?
Of 10.
How was it when you all were together?
It was wonderful.
For him as well?
I can't say if it was for him or not.
You can tell.
Well, he seemed like it, yes.
Okay, he seemed to enjoy the relationship.
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then he left me for another woman.
How did you determine that or find that out?
He called me and told me.
What did he say?
That he was moving on, and then things didn't work out, and then next thing you know, he's back in the picture, and we got back together.
Back in your picture?
Mm-hmm.
When?
July.
How long did he stay in the picture then?
Until April of this year.
That's a lie. I never was out of the picture.
What happened to the picture in April?
He told me that it wasn't working out, and then he was leaving. And
He didn't tell you he had a woman this time?
Mm-mm.
Just that it didn't work out?
He told me he didn't ever love me, so.
Well, he said, I never loved you. Did he ever tell you he did?
He told me one time. One time.
Did you remind him?
Oh, I told him all the time.
Something not making sense here, sir. Let me hear from you.
It's basically, it never was love. It was an obsession.
Did you tell her you did?
No, I never told her I
Yes,
loved her.
you did. You told me that you loved me one time.
Did you?
No. No.
Plaintiff Tiffany Mathis dated the defendant, and she admits that she's still madly in love with him, despite the fact that he left her for another woman.
You characterize the relationship.
When I met her, I was, like she said, I was putting in a fire alarm system. Actually, I was doing an inspection, and she was in a meeting with a group of about 25 people.
Putting that fire out, huh, Doc?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pretty much.
Go ahead.
And I walked in the room, and she was just, staring a hole through me the whole time I was there. So, and I could see that. And I was looking at her too, of course. And so when I left my number for her, and she called, and we headed off. And I was going to family functions, and it for about a month. It lasted about a month.
It lasted until June, till you met your old girlfriend.
Anyway, it lasted about a month, and I told her I broke up with her before I ever met the other girl.
No.
Like 2 weeks before I ever met the other girl. Because I wasn't in love with her. She's just too young for me.
You wanted to be in love with somebody?
That would be nice, yeah.
You wanted that?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay,
sure.
Because if you didn't want to be in love and you just wanted a relationship, you had one.
That's exactly right.
But you're saying you wanted to be in love.
I would much rather be with somebody that I'm in love with also.
Gotcha. You were looking for love.
She's a real sweet girl.
She was young.
The age difference, just
all right.
You didn't have a problem with it at
How
the
old are you?
40.
How old are you?
27.
Big difference, man. All right.
She's a real nice girl. She's going to make somebody a great wife. It's just
so why'd you
not
go
for
back
me.
then? Yeah.
The phone calls never stopped the whole time I was with anybody else. She called.
All right,
she broke
but
up
you
2 or
did
3 different
leave and come
relationships.
back. Why did you come back?
I didn't really ever go back.
But you moved in with me in
So
February.
if you never went,
Yeah. I never, like I said, I never stopped talking to her.
we're not talking about talking to her.
Okay.
When did you stop being? Let's just make it very clear. When did you end the intimate part of your relationship with her?
April.
Never have.
Right. Just using her for intimacy?
Sex.
All right. So you're just using her for that.
Right.
Okay.
And money.
Yeah, money. There you
Yeah,
go.
you're showing him about the money. Let's talk about that. How does he owe you for loans?
Just different things, like he would come home and ask for just cash, and then I paid for a dental bill that he would tell me he'd pay back. Let's see. It was dental. I paid his cash in hand that he had out.
Let me have the bills that you're referring to. Dental and what else?
Cash in hand.
Okay.
And then I paid his rent because he got behind on his rent.
How many months of his rent?
1.
Okay. And did he agree to repay you all these?
Yes, I have a text message and I have.
Did he pay you anything?
No.
Sir, let me hear from you.
She's right. I owe her for the.
So why haven't you paid her?
I just moved out of her house like a
Okay.
month ago.
When did she first
She hasn't
ask?
gave me time to pay her.
Was there an agreement on when you were to pay?
No, there
He
was
was
not.
supposed to pay me every 2 weeks from his check.
Beginning when?
Actually, when I paid his rent.
When
the
was
first-
that?
I paid his rent of last year.
What month?
Of March of 10.
March of 10.
I
He was
paid the
supposed to
rent.
begin paying you April of 10.
And then he moved in with me this year.
Okay. And so how did you allow him to go a whole year?
Because he kept promising me, I'll pay you. Money's tight right now. I'll give
That's the same thing he said
We were
today.
still together.
And we were
He's still running
together.
that same game. That's just what he just said. He didn't give me a chance. I'll pay you. You're not going for it today, though, are you? You ain't going for the game today. Tell him the game has run out. Tell him.
Game's run out.
There you go. 3,000 for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Why didn't you ever love me?
Just wasn't there.
But I still love you, though.
I know you do. It's just not there. I'm sorry. I really wish it was. I really
Wish it was
do.
too,
But
'cause
it's
you
not.
know.
I can't make it happen.